Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brad Matheny going over the end of the day wrap up on the 20th of August. Make sure, yep. How did you guys do today with the markets? I know it was a little bit mixed up this morning. You can see the big mouth strategy right now. This is the new big mouth strategy. I've been highlighting this the last couple of days, indicating the rotation and the strength in the markets. We have a number of indicators here that help us understand what's going on in the markets and how the markets work. Let me turn this off with the style, visibility, style. Where is it? That's the pressure. All right, we'll just leave that one, I guess, for now. Um, and what we're looking at here is the big mouse strategy on a 10-minute basis and a 3-minute basis for the SPY. Now you can see the 10-minute basis went short back over here, actually, generated these rotations over here as I've been showing you. Caught this downtrend beautifully, picked up a buy trigger here, got a buy confirmation right into the end of the day. This is a secondary buy trigger. On the 3-minute basis, the same timeline, caught this nice sell trigger right here, all the way down to the buy here, regenerated a secondary sell, generated a primary sell, and then rolled into these three buy triggers here. Now, what's interesting about this is short term, it caught this move up here. And that's kind of important in the sense that short term, this is working on the 3-minute chart very cleanly and very effectively. Now, we would still be trying to trade these short trades because this trigger up here was still dominant all the way down until here. So understand that even though this short trigger is a counter trend trade and you could have taken it until we get this confirmation of a long trigger back over here, which is where it showed up right over here, we would still be looking at a bearish trigger all the way down. Now you can see the move up here from this point all the way up was, nominal. It was, when you figure it out, at 636 to 638, and it closed at 638.02. So maybe a point and a half, maybe a point. But the point again is you can come down here using the shorter term indicator, the big mouth indicator, and you can see weakness, weakness, weakness. Okay, so we finally get into bullish trending right over here, and this trigger generate a pretty solid little move to the upside. Now, when you combine that with the MENT pressure exhaustion system, you can see, we get a buy mode here that rolls out of a buy mode right into this area, really down in this area over here, stays fairly neutral. Then we get into a pretty strong buy trend back over here. And what's nice about this is that, we're looking for these breakaway type of trends here on the pressure indicator. So this is weakness in a buy cycle, moving back into strength up in this area. And that's what we're kind of looking for as confirmation for these trends. Same thing on the downtrend. We get a downtrend here. Remember, that's right over here, breaking down. What we want to look for here is that same type of breakaway. Breaking downward, strong, weakening, finally weakening out right over here. And right over here is where we finally get the 2 weak points where we can say get out right here or get out right here. That's your weak point. Same thing happens here on this uptrend. Here's our strength, our buy trigger, our secondary buy trigger. Stay in until here. That's where we get out. And you can see that's a nice little move, basically from these triggers here all the way up to right here where we get out. So, showing you what actually happens here, showing you how to read the triggers. Again, coming over here, showing you how to read these triggers. This is the 10-minute chart. Remember, this is supposed to give you clarity in terms of these indicators. So we are in a downward trend. We would be expecting downward Donchian cycles here. We would be looking to try to sell into these topping rotations like here and here. Again, the idea behind this system, these are called the Gunslinger tools, is that we want to try to take advantage of trend. So in a downtrend, we try to sell into these topping rotation patterns here and here, trying to prepare for this next move down. Notice the CCI LR system, this red and green indicator down here, was red throughout all of this cycle. That means we're in bearish trending. This means we're in bullish trending. And obviously, you can see that it rolled into a little bit of bearish trending here, then back into bullish at the end of the day. That's right where we catch these buy triggers. And that's what I try to teach people, So if you bring this up, and if I were to add the CCI LR here, what I try to teach people is you have a pretty good trigger if you get a red sell trigger. We're already below the threshold levels, which remember the threshold levels are right here for the downside, and you're in red trending. So look at where this sets up. So here's our trigger. We are already below the threshold. We're already in red trending. We're below the threshold here. We've got a good sell trigger here. Guess what? That is a solid sell trend. You can take that as an initiating trigger. We're below the threshold, indicating we're getting enough sufficient pressure to see this move downward. The CCI LR system is in red trending, indicating we have confirmation. This is good. Now, we come over here, we look for the buy trigger right there. We're getting a buy trigger. We have confirmation and we're green. Good. That's a buy trigger. That's a solid buy trigger. Now, we come over here. Red trigger below the confirmation level, but moving higher, not moving downward. Caution. This trend moving higher right here is an indication that pressure is weakening. We're losing our momentum to the downside. Otherwise, we have technical confirmation of this. I would have ignored this and probably, potentially waited a bit at this particular point because we're losing momentum here. Don't like to trade when we're not seeing solid momentum. Notice in this area, we were moving down. All right, quick little phone call interruption. So, again, as you're watching this, I want you to be aware that, the Gunslinger tools are designed here to help you. When we get into downward trending through these areas, I want you to be aware that, these are the same areas here. Right through here, we get in this downward trending right here. Everything is bearish, moving downward. Cycles are moving downward. CCI LR is red, bearish. We come over here, we get a red trigger. Okay, bearish. Cycle trend is bearish. Look, we're right here. Get rid of that. See what color we're at. Right over here. We're breaking down. It looks good. We get a little weakness here. Roll over, continued weakness, roll over into a bit of a bullish trending, continue weakness down in this area. You got the ability to ride this trend considerably downward from this area all the way down until we get this buy trigger. And again, this is a good, I don't know, 3.5, 6.5 point move, 6 point move in the S&P. Not every day trends like this. These are actually 2 days, but the idea is you have the opportunity here, and you have the opportunity to use these to get to target the best trades. So I heard that Microsoft was down hard today. Let's go take a look at Microsoft real quick. Microsoft down, not much, down 3/4 of a point. But again, take a look at these trends. Looks like I looked at it yesterday. So here we have primary trend. We've been in a bearish trend since right over here, this entire way, all the way down. $17.50 down, moving down in a bearish trend. That means that you should be looking at taking only bearish trends. Breakdown, taking bearish trends all the way through this cycle. No problem, right? You knew what the direction was. The big mouth indicator provided very clear direction. The Donchian cycles provided very clear bearish direction, red all the way down. The CCI LR provided very clear directional trending all the way down. You had good, strong confirmation trades all the way down. You had a breakdown trade here when we didn't get the extra sell signal because we didn't get a sufficient pullback. But it's very, very clear. Let's, let's see, just pick something. Let's take a look at IWM. All right, little bit of sideways trading the last couple of days. Bullish support across here in the 10-minute. Breakdown into downward trending yesterday. At the end of the day, downward trending until here. Rotational trending with a bit of an up move. You can see downward trending, bit of a base, bottom, downward trending, base, bottom, rotating, a little bit of weakness, buying down here off these bottoms. That's what we're looking for. Catching these, we want to see this type of rotation where it's catching these rolls in price very efficiently. Okay, so that's ideally what we want to see is these rolls. Now, take a look at QLD or QQQ. Hopefully, same type of structure. We want to catch these rolls efficiently. Down, up, building an uptrend, down, up. Sorry, right here, my mouse freaked out. Doing it again. So you see how this is catching these trends really cleanly? That's what I want you to see. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. When it's labeling these trends clearly like this, your opportunities are limitless. You can pick anything. Johnson and Johnson was on my list the other day as being one of the top performers. Okay, look at this move. Look at this. It's very simple. Buy mode probably back here. Let's just go here. Sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. Sell mode now coming in here. Okay. So you have a very clear directional trend telling you what you want to be trading on a primary. And remember, this can work on any symbol. We'll go to 30 minutes. Any symbol, any interval, buy mode here, sell to here, buy up to here, sell to here, buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, sell here, buy here. Look at that. Not, perfect. Nothing really is ever perfect, but now look over here. You get the same type of trigger. Buy mode here, sell mode here, breaks above this resistance. We go back into buy trend, sell, buy, sell, doesn't break the resistance level, so we're still short. Sell, 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 buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, breaks above. So we go back long, sell, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Calling these moves very effectively. And that's what I really want you to see. So now, when you start using the other confirmation tools, these other gunslinger tools, you start to understand how these perform for you. This gives you the ability to take control of your trading. Any symbol. You like to trade Bitcoin? Fine. Okay, here's Bitcoin 30 minute and 3 minute. Now, 30 minute may be a bit long, but it gives you good directional trend. Buy, sell, we come down here, we break above the resistance channel, go back into a buy mode on up, sell here, buy here, we break below support, we go back into a sell mode, buy here, we eventually break support, but we get our sell signal right here, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, buy, and we haven't broken support yet. So understand that this technique gives you the ability to use Fibonacci price theory, the primary technique I teach you that says price is the ultimate indicator of everything, and gives you trend following capability to be able to identify all of these moves, clearly. You do not have to actually, wait for the market or guess at where the market is going. You come over here to the SPY, come over here daily, and you come over here to 2 hour. You can see this is where we're at on the daily and the 2 hour. And you can see the 2 hours already gone bearish. The daily is already still in bullish. We don't have that breakaway trend yet. So this is a pullback mode in the SPY. Obviously, you can trade it on breakdown. You would look for confirmation, just like you have right here. Downward pressure indicator, downward red CCILR. This gives you the ability right here to essentially say, hey, that is a valid sell trigger. I can take it. Okay. This doesn't confirm our trigger yet. We can come up here and go to 4 hour. We still don't have a confirmed trigger, but we are getting a much weaker cycle and we're getting that red CCILR. So we're looking for a sell trigger right now to see if we get that breakdown. This is a solid downward move, but we just don't have a trigger yet on the 4 hour. We do on the 2 hour with solid confirmation of a breakdown. So very solid. You come down here, let's go to 2 hour. We know what this is. We'll go to hourly up here. And again, you see, as we broke down here, we're getting the downward cycle trend and the confirmation right back over here, 1 bar before the 2 hour. So we are getting into a good solid confirmation here, and it works on any interval. So if I go 1 hour up here, come back here, go down to 15 minutes, clear all of these. You see the sell signal we got right here? That's right back over here. Technically 2 days ago. So here's our sell trigger. We've been bearish ever since. Well, except for here, we went bullish. So now let's look to see if we got confirmation. It's pretty simple. Are we in a downtrend on the pressure indicator? Yep. Looks like we're breaking down pretty strong. Are we in a red trend here on the CCILR? Yep. We sure are. As long as we get that move when we get the trigger, we're looking for solid downward confirmation. And anytime we break this lower threshold, which is really right here, to the downside, that gives us new targeted trading. So right here, we break down in red, boom, new trade triggers being generated right here. And again, we roll out of it, and then we get another trade trigger being generated right there to the downside. It's pretty simple once you learn to use it. It's just you have to invest in your own skills. It takes time, energy, some training, some effort. Once you learn to do this, you can pick apart any chart. You want to have some fun? Watch this. So remove all the drawings. We come over here to 3 minute at the top. 1 minute at the bottom. And if you're a gunslinger, like I said, this is for you. So now look at the setups. Green, setting up a trigger. Red, so we run into that horizontal resistance channel just like I teach you. As long as we stay away from the horizontal channels, oops, that's supposed to be a solid sideways line. Point again is when you get a sell trigger, go back to the most recent active support resistance level, draw it across. That's your threshold. Because when you get a sell trigger or a buy trigger, it must stay away from that lower or higher support resistance channel. That's part of Fibonacci price theory. You will learn that on my website. If you don't already know it, price must continue to move in the directional trend we have. So this becomes a secondary buy breakout, a failure of this sell trigger. This becomes a confirmed sell trigger. This becomes, as we have this, a solid buy trigger all the way up. This becomes a failed trigger. Remember, this is only a couple of hours, not even 1350. It's 2 hours. I can't go through everything. Then we get a sell trigger here. So look at this confirmation. Look at where we're at here. Last couple hours of the day. So from 15. So we're basically right here. All throughout this whole sideways trading, look at what we've got. Got sell trigger on down, buy triggers up, sell trigger that failed, buy trigger up, down trigger, up trigger, down trigger, failure confirmation all the way up, and a down trigger. So this failure confirmation is right here. And very simple. So if you're a scalper, it's very simple. Okay, you look at the buy triggers. Do we have confirmation? Boom, boom, boom. We do. Do we have confirmation here? Bullish trigger, confirmation, great buy trigger. Do we have confirmation here? Yes, we do. This is a sell trigger. It just never materialized. And sometimes those happen, right, guys? Can't catch everything. Even the best tools in the world fail at times. Sell confirmation, confirmed. Below our threshold and below red green. Sell confirmation here. Yep, we have confirmation there. So we are confirmed there, and then we roll into bullish trending back over here. Okay, it's pretty simple. And notice how the pressure system stayed above the threshold levels all the way through here until right over here. We finally get into a confirmed sell trigger. Looks like it's right there. So where we get our sell trigger, it's right there. So if you're a scalper, if you like to get in and out looking for these little half point, quarter point moves, this can do it for you. And it'll give you an opportunity to do it anytime, any day, any minute. It's right here, giving you exactly what you need to do. You just need to learn these techniques. You can scalp away all day long. That's why I called it a gunslinger tool, because I figure you guys that like to scalp in here are gunslingers. I'm more of a bit of a swing trader. I like to kind of catch these moves, for example, like maybe 15-minute and 3-minute or 5-minute. And I like to catch these moves a bit more efficiently. So what I'm looking for is these little 1 to 2 day swings and catching these bigger, broader, trading 2 or 3 day options, basically, not allowing the time decay, the theta decay, to destroy my trade and try to catch these moves. You can catch these good moves at 10, 20, 30% in about 8, 10, 12 hours. Just got to remember, don't trade 0-day options. You got to trade 2 or 3 day options in order to do it. All right, guys. Well, that's it for now. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to be busy the next couple of days, so I may not get a video up. But remember, as I always say, get some. learn how to use these techniques efficiently, come over to ment.com, check it out, learn what I do, learn how you can get these gunslinger tools with your subscription. There's a lot of information here showing you what's happening, and we'll go ahead and show you the best way to target trades. Okay. It's not about me handing you trades, it's about you learning to use these tools to do it on your own. I'm not going to be around forever to hand these to you. I will eventually die and go do my own thing, whatever, in the afterlife. But the reality is this is all about teaching you to take control of your trading and become a better, more skilled trader. Okay, guys, that's it for now. Talk to you later.